WNUR-FM News for our sponsor, The General, for professional building work.
It's 8:30. Good morning, I'm Belinda De Lasheras with Hunter News. D-Day is fast approaching for Camberwell's Ashton South coal mine, with conditional expansion on the rocks if the company fails to meet key terms of approval ahead of this week's final Land and Environment Court ruling. Residents lost an appeal against the expansion of the Chinese-controlled mine in August, but it's believed a key plank of approval requires Yancoal to acquire all land in the lease before it can open. But sixth-generation farmer Wendy Bowman, whose 190-hectare property is essential to the mine's expansion, insists she has no plans to sell up anytime soon. An official ruling is expected later this week. Police investigations are continuing after a 14-year-old girl was approached on Tomaree Road in Shoal Bay on Saturday morning. The man is described as Caucasian, between 20 and 25 years old, with short, light brown hair, wearing a t-shirt, shorts and thongs. Blake Clifton from Police Headquarters says they're looking to speak with a female jogger who may have witnessed the incident.
The girl reported the matter a short time later and police were informed. Officers from Port Stephens Local Area Command were called to the scene. They searched for the man unsuccessfully. Investigators are also now keen to speak with that female jogger who might be able to provide some additional information about the incident.
Windale's Richard Ray is set to be released from jail in December next year after a Supreme Court judge ruled he should remain behind bars despite the expiry of his most recent sentence in October. Ray's record contains assaults of varying ferocity, including an unprovoked attack on a man in Windale with a baseball bat in 2003. His latest charge includes fracturing a fellow inmate's jaw back in September. The Liberals have finally settled on candidates for the seats of Maitland and Newcastle ahead of the upcoming March state election. Hunter Business Chamber Director Steve Thompson is set to take a tilt for Robin Parker's old post as Maitland MP. Former independent state by-election prospect Karen Howard has shifted her alliances, joining the Liberals to take a second crack at becoming the member for Newcastle. She's promising to fight for light rail and revitalisation of the CBD. Nexus Day Hospitals have moved to put patient welfare at the top of their agenda after becoming the new owner of Charlestown Private Hospital. The acquisition is geared at achieving a greater level of doctor engagement, along with a higher standard of care for patients. Nexus Day Hospital's CEO Andrew Petering says the facility will focus mostly on short-stay and day surgeries.
Nexus's focus is primarily around short-stay and day-only surgery in those hospitals, and we think we've got quite a lot of value to add by sharing best practices amongst the various different members of our group. Our intention is actually to provide benefits across the group by sharing best practice across those day hospitals.
The man responsible for directing a gunman to shoot Waterboard Bowling Club patron Dick McGuigan during a hold-up will serve his original 16-year sentence after the Court of Criminal Appeal declined to increase it. The Crown appealed the sentence for being manifestly inadequate for 1 count of attempted murder and 4 counts of armed robbery. The court ruled while the sentence may be seen as lenient, it wasn't inadequate. Mr. McGuigan survived the attack, but required multiple operations and treatment in the months following the confrontation. Wallalong skaters will be ready to hit the deck this Christmas, with a brand new skate park set to be unveiled today. The facility officially opens at 10 this morning and is expected to add a range of existing amenities at the grounds, including soccer and cricket pitches. Port Stephens Mayor Bruce McKenzie says the project has been a joint collaboration between council and the federal government.
There's a lot of people around Wallalong and a lot of kids that want to use it, and I think it's a great example of federal government working with local government to create an amenities that I have no doubt will be very, very much appreciated and well used by the locals at Wallalong and Hinton and the surrounding areas.
Now with sport, Annabelle Regan.
Newcastle's long wait for a first win of the A-League season ended on Friday night with a late Geronimo Newman strike sealing a shock 2-1 success over Adelaide United at Hunter Stadium. Newman scored in the 81st minute against his former club. The win eased pressure on coach Phil Stubbins, who now finally has a victory to his name and has taken the Jets to 7 points alongside the Central Coast Mariners. Knights coach Rick Stone hopes a weekend away training at Port Stephens has helped his team overall development. Plagued by a number of off-field incidents over the last 12 months, the team is keen to better represent the region both on and off the field. And cricketer Nathan Hudson's 113 on Saturday helped bring the Toronto boys into equal fourth going into Christmas. That's sport. I'm Annabelle Regan.
2NURFM News Time is coming up to 25 to 9.